Hello, so what I have here is the next iteration of the eye shader, and what I've created is some extra features to let you rotate customizable pupils and irises. So there is still the standard base eye shader here with the same six eyes that I'd created, but there's also eye shader 2. So if you look in the shader folder, you'll see model 1 and model 2, and model 2 is a lot more going on in it to create all these nice effects. I've also added loading to the eyeball. You can see that when you zoom out, you get a kind of reduced poly count version, so that can be quite good. So I'm going to talk through the eye shader 2 here. So I'm going to make a copy of, let's see, Cybercotic. I'll just duplicate that, and also I'll just duplicate this mesh here. I should always also rename these. That would be Cyborg 2. Okay, I've got a little bit of naming to fix. Cyborg 2, change that to, which one is that? Okay, so that's Cyborg 2, got that, and that is Cybercotic. And I just put the number 2 next to it so you know what shader it is. I'm just making a prefab here for when it comes to lowering the pack. Zero that out. Just make sure I'm all zeroed out here. A couple. Okay. And this one will be Evil Robot 2. Okay. Pop it there. Right. Okay, so I've made a copy of this one, and got my materials in Cybercotic 1. I'll call this demo. I'll also call this demo, so you know which one it is. Demo. Okay. Right, so let me just turn everything down for the sake of it. Yeah, I need to apply it to both LODs just to make sure that when I zoom out it's not switching. Right, I just turn everything down for the hell of it, just to show you exactly what's going on. Maybe I can reset the values. Reset, there we go. Right, so that's the default values as far as I know. Right, so demo. First you can change the eyeball color, of course, so let's go for a standard iris base color, and first off we need to turn off use custom pupil so we can get the iris base through. There's probably some pupil size issue. Let's see, it's the white boost, iris glow. Maybe it needs some caustics. There we go. So it just needs a little bit of the caustic thing to happen. We don't need the glow. The size, we can play with the sizing and the width, and you can play with the sharpness there if you want it more blurry. Okay, so use custom pupil will swap out the generated circle or oval shape here, and what it will do is it will use this shape. And I'll give you a few masks here. You have to make sure that you've got them on clamp so they don't tile when they get scaled internally. That color star doesn't have to be there. Okay. Okay, so back to the demo. Got your eyeball color, and in the alpha is the gloss. So we can invert the pupil as well. We'll have to change the size to reflect this a little bit better. It's a little bit of a different sizing system from the other one. So you can invert those. You can also rotate them, and it's just setting the speed of it. You can rotate it backwards. You can also use the extra eye detail, extra iris detail. So you've got the amount here, so you just bring that in, change the color of it. It does actually overlap. The pupil actually overlaps it, so you have to play with these values. Iris size, oh there we go, it's too big. There we go. Alright, iris size and your iris color. And you can also rotate this one. If you don't want any rotation, just set it to 0. Same for that one. And that way you get something that you want. You can boost the eye whiteness. There's also the ring color and amount. Okay, so iris extra amount, that's basically that one, and you can change that similarly with the other textures. Change it to what you want. That's pretty cool. And then change the color and the iris size. So you could put your logo there if you wanted, or some kind of crazy sort of effect. You just load in your mask. It's just a black and white image into the masks, and make sure you just clamp it off. Just make sure you set it to clamp, and yeah, it should work fine. Okay, there's also some extra textures, and these drive various components. If I just go into Photoshop here, I'll show you how that works. So I've got a little Photoshop file here where I've created solid colors, blue, green and red, and if you go into the masks of those, the blue just focuses on the iris kind of area where all the color happens. That's kind of a mask. This is the, what do you call it, the veins, the sclera type effect, where you see I've got that cybernetic look, and the red is the eye ring. So I've also got the original one where you can see green is used to channel the, open that up, green is used to channel the veins here. There's a few different passes at it, so I've got a few different things just to give it some depth, and I've just bunched them together. What you have to do is just create your mask for each and set the mode to add on top of a black surface, and that will just add everything up so that the masks are still contained, and then you export that out into, yep, and you load that into your slot here, eye extras. You don't have to touch the normal map unless you want normal mapping. There's just a normal map for the lens there as before, so you can push the lens effect. Oh, it's wrong one. Demo. So you got your lens push. And let's see, it just pushes the reflection a bit more and the glossiness of it. So we got the veins thing there, so we just need eye vein amount. You got your veins there, and then you want to swap that for the other extras. You can just choose that, and you get something a bit more unique. I've drawn on this using 3D coat, so I just drew like my mask wherever I wanted that effect to happen. That's all it is. Just I've used 3D coat to paint this out and then exported it to Photoshop. Okay, you can use whatever you want. Right, so I just set the eye vein color here, and the eyeball color, and the gloss in here, and then there's the ring amount, and you can see get some pretty crazy looking eyes. And then maybe I can rotate this one at 1, and the iris I'll rotate at -1, and you get quite a trippy effect. So you can try loading in your own images into these. They just have to be black and white white is where the effect will happen, but you can also invert it here, but you just have to watch that it will overwrite the actual custom pupil texture as well. I may change the order of that in a different iteration of the shader, but this is the shader version 2. Shader version 1 takes care of these, but 2 can also do what 1 does, but extra stuff. So it's better to use these for the optimized approach if you don't want all this crazy stuff. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this little demo. Feel free to comment in the YouTube under the YouTube video, or get in touch by email. I'll leave a link to the asset store page where this will be, and you can also get in touch with me through there and maybe Unity Connect. Thanks very much for watching, and thank you. Bye.